daughter, and he's loving life, and particularly his opportunity to come back to top-level racing.
Oh, bad day when parts of your cars are doing different lap times, and there's an errant wheel and Michelin tyre from the number 63. It's the right front that's gone missing. Now, this may bring out our deluxe safety car onto the circuit. Now, was that
Michael Merritt?
It is Michael Merritt. That hasn't been fastened on. I can see that the centre lug nut was missing down at turn 7 as he accelerates away on the old part of the circuit that used to go all the way to the fence before it was closed down. Now, the wheel was making its bid for freedom onto the inside. Has it come back onto the track? Well, it has. Now, the question is, can we get to that without having to...
Investigation, we should get a notification soon as to whether or not there has been a call on that and what the penalty might be.
So we have had an incident down at turn 7, and that should not have happened because there are yellow flags down there and debris flags actually, and that was a big clonk on the back of the from the 88 to the 93, and that is going to get a penalty, I would think. That was just clumsy driving. The inaugural recipient of the scholarship from Kelly Moss for female racing drivers. There are initiatives from Porsche as well as another spinner, and that's the white PW machine for Martin in that number 72 car. He has gone around. Hopefully he knows where reverse is. Had a mixed run yesterday for Philippe Martin in the Gold Crest car, and there you see, one of the things that I always do when I jump into a race car is remind myself where reverse is, because you never know when you're going to need it. And one of the first times I drove a car, I didn't know where it was, and I ended up facing in the wrong direction, not by my own hand, I should say. It was coming out of turn 16, lost the back end of that.
Been back at a rapid rate of knots now from Riley Dickinson. Has he used too much of his Michelin tyres early in this race? Because Tom Sargent now has got his mirrors full of Will Martin and Jason Hart.
And Matt Holcomb's had a spin in the Mystery Machine coloured car, and again, that looks to me like the far side of the track coming onto the back straight right next to the WEC pits. It looked like he just clipped the wall with the back end of the number 7 Goldcrest Motorsport machine. Now, did he jump or was he pushed on the bumps? Turns in, it is 16. No, he's just lost it again. Just leaning on the Michelin's too hard. Oh, it was a far more substantial contact than I thought. And actually, although it was the rear end, the front splitter has come off, the little rubber part underneath the nose, and that's going to cause him problems. And there was a bit of bumping and boring coming out of 17 as well. De La Torre off as well. And that's at the turn 7 hairpin.
He was back
has he had a bit of a...
who was leading the Pro-Am class by a couple of seconds over Moise Uretsky in the car that you cannot miss. That's the pink car, who I think, is that Castro who's just behind him now?
Well,
it could be.
Dan did him up like a kipper there. That was mint.
Oh, there's Jeff Mosington a problem as well. Has he lost a wheel as well?
No, that's the wheel that was there from
yes,
before.
It is. Yes, of course it is. That's right.
He's got
well
5 wheels on his wagon.
Jeff nearly found it. Yes. But yeah, that was a great move. Jimmy Libre was pretty defensive going into turn 10, but that compromised his exit. And Dan Clark, he's been around the sport a long, long time, as you suggest, and he said, okay, I know what to do in this situation. The over-under there, and through goes Dan Clark now into 5th position. Meanwhile, that incident we saw a little while ago with De La Torre and number 65 Carrera and Castro, I think Castro is struggling because he got back onto the track in 2nd place in Pro and behind Moise Uretsky.
Died for McElrea Racing and Nola Sport, and another car off the track. And that's turn 16 again, another spin. Now, is that people just being a little bit over anxious on the throttle? Michael McCann caught out this time in the number 8 McCann Racing car. And a spin at turn 7, and that's going to cause contact and almost picking up the wheel there that was there before Sean Varwig. So Sedgwick had to dodge through that as well. Now let's see who got the damage there. For anybody, McCarthy's got through, even though he got a little bit of a tap. 3 wide coming into 7 surely was never going to work. Actually, I think the spinner wasn't the car that was hit, if I'm honest. Alex Sedgwick picking his way through there, very speed, and another spin at turn number 16, a very classic silver Porsche. That's GT silver. This is the number 83. That's gone around. Jimmy McCann of McCann Racing.
He's the uncle, by the way, of Michael McCann. Yeah. Where's Michael? Well, Michael had that spin, didn't he? He's down in 29th position now, car number 8, but he had been running.
Header at the Porsche Sports Car Together Festival. Oh, spin of the final corner, and that was the car that did so well.
Getz got
Scott Noble. It's Scott Noble, the man who's leading AM, and John Getz was right there as well. This was the AM battle, and I think that car's going nowhere. That's John Getz coming into the pits with a crippled car with the right front radiator gone on that machine. Oh, Kvame's gone through to take the lead. Scott Noble has done absolutely nothing wrong all weekend. He's been brilliant, but that was a little mistake on the bumps, and that's going to take him out of contention in this race. It'll be no points. He goes across the coolant, and that's big damage to the right front. Several drivers that said even getting into the pit lane there, trying to tighten your line. So it was just the bump right in front of the bright pink car, and then John Getz comes on the scene, and well, that was a shame. That was a big shame. Absolutely nowhere for John to go. He couldn't cut back onto the right-hand side, the inside of the corner. That's a quick exit from that corner, Jeremy. And John just about getting out of everybody's way, just kept his momentum going enough to get him to the pit lane. Poor Scott, just a passenger at that point, spun the car across and couldn't get it stopped. Looks like right rear damage to his car as well. So that was the AM pole sitter and winner from this morning, and that's going to be a big dent in his champ. 18 minutes to go, Jeremy. This one's heating up nicely for certainly for second place. We've got a good battle for 6th, 7th, with Dan Clark closing in. He's right with Jimmy Libra now in the MDK Motorsports car. Jimmy will have to look behind him in a spin for the number 82 Marco Cironi ACI Motorsports. That's the leader in his car. Oh, he got help. He got help from behind from Efren Castro, running in a slightly different colourway than we were used to seeing him last year, the black and red car this time. Now that could be a penalty for Castro, but it's dropped Cironi well down. That incident at turn 10 between Efren Castro, who rather ushered Marco Cironi off the circuit. It appeared to us, we didn't see the whole incident, but Cironi dropping down from the lead to 5th in Pro-Am. Efren Castro has gone through, and there's another big incident. This is turn 16, Bob Mueller and the other car involved there. So it's the 68 and the 28, and that's turn 16.
There was a couple of cars in between them, I thought.
Well, is that a loss? Yeah, turn 16 spin right in front of Matt Holcomb, and then very, very unlucky. Very unlucky indeed, as Chris Belomo in the 68 MDK car came through with absolutely nowhere to go. And down at the hairpin there's been trouble as well. Oh my goodness. This could be significant as well. It's the McCann Racing car, and oh no, it's the car behind. It's the Deluxe sponsored machine that gets into the back. The number 43. That's Mark Kwame leading in AM and off at turn 16. That's one of the pro cars, the number 78 of Ryan Yardley. Top Racing. TCS on the side of that car. Now again, I suspect he's... Oh no, that was help. That was a considerable amount of help, and that was the number 2 of Sean Varwig from Kelly Moss. He's going to get a penalty for that as well, I would say. It's not just the touch, it's the continued pressure applied that the risk